Now to one of the most popular authors and two Aussie towns at war over her legacy.
P.L. Travers brought Mary Poppins to life, and with the magical nanny hitting the big screen for a whole new generation, it's no wonder both communities now want to claim her as their own.
We all know the story and the music.
It's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious.
The original Mary Poppins hit our screens back in 1964 and became an instant hit.
When you're with Mary Poppins, suddenly you're in places you've never dreamed of.
Then, at the end of 2018, came the long-awaited sequel.
You came back. I've come to look after the bank's children.
Us?
Oh, yes, you too.
But where did the no-nonsense nanny really fly in from? There are statues dedicated to Mary Poppins in Maryborough, Queensland, and Bowral, New South Wales. Maryborough is the birthplace of the author. It also hosts a Mary Poppins festival every year and made this quirky change to its pedestrian crossing lights. But Bowral is where the author lived for 10 years, and it's believed this is where the character was born.
We believe there's compelling historical evidence now that she created the character of Mary Poppins while she was living here, telling bedtime stories to her sisters.
And both towns are sticking to their stories.
Oh, it's very contentious. Joining us now, Councillor Paul Truscott from the Fraser Coast Regional Council and Secretary of the Southern Highlands Youth Arts Council, Paul McShane. The two Pauls battling it out. Good morning to you both. First to you, Councillor Truscott.
Good morning.
Maryborough has gone to great lengths to dedicate the town to Mary Poppins. We can see you there with the statue, well, both of you. Is it her rightful home in Australia?
Absolutely, absolutely. She was born here in this building standing right beside me. So in this two-storey brick building where it was the Australian Joint Stock Bank and her father was the bank manager. She was born here. This is where the inspiration comes from, right here in Maryborough, Queensland.
Now you have some rivalry with Bowral also claiming her as their own. I feel like saying, gentlemen, draw your umbrellas. If that's where the character was created...
Oh, we can.
Do they have... wouldn't that be great to watch? Do they have a bigger claim to fame?
I think so, yes. She lived here for the longest period in her life. She definitely created the character as a bedtime story. The definitive biography by Valerie Lawson shows the high significance of Bowral. She left Maryborough by the time she was 2 years old, so you know she never returned there. I don't want to make it a state of origin battle here. I mean, Queensland and New South Wales, yeah. So
hey, well,
I
look,
think
if you're
we've also got a really...
beats New South Wales all the time. So.
How great is this? Two grown men fighting over Mary Poppins.
We got the edge.
OK, well, Councillor Truscott, let's go back to you. Paul, number one. Well, I don't want to choose ones or twos.
Wow.
But tell us, what is the... We heard that she left it at 2 years of age. So what factual claim do you have that the characters sort of came to her imagination there in Maryborough in Queensland?
Good question.
Look, I don't believe it was 2. I think it was a bit later than that. But what happened, so, I mean, initially, the big one, Maryborough, Mary River, Mary Poppins. She didn't call her Bowral Poppins, did she? And so we've got...
Strong.
So right here, so look, if you connect the stories as well, her father was the bank manager here in Maryborough. In the story, Mr. Banks is the bank manager. If you look at the story, there's Admiral Boom, who was next door. And in Maryborough, we had the town crier, who at 1 o'clock every day would fire the time cannon to signal to all the workers around that it was time for lunch. And so in the story, obviously, you have Admiral Boom as well. There is... Oh, we got some crazy people coming past. But no, look, Maryborough's the home. We have our Mary Poppins festival every year. It's fantastic. We've got the Mary Poppins statue here next to me. We've got our Mary Poppins pedestrian crossing lights, the only place in the world with that.
He's mounted a strong argument. Bowral is entitled to a quick right of reply. Any more props? What have you got?
I think the best counter is we've got the magic here. She became a storyteller here. Our statue, unlike Maryborough's, actually moves. It disappears. It's got a reputation now for being magical.
Wow.
And I think I think you know. I don't know. I'm not seeing the Maryborough statue take off.
But it moves.
Paul's.
Oh, well, our
Paul's.
chimney sweeps
Well,
a bit out of
I can
practice.
step it up there. I can step it up.
No.
So the building where she was born, we're turning into the story
twice a year
bank of
to
Maryborough.
show the change of seasons.
Okay, gents, there's only one way to solve it, and it is Matt's suggestion of having a duel with umbrellas. So we'll try and set that up between the two of you. Just very quickly, Paul in Barrel, does that bloke have to stand there all the time
Just
moving the
turning
statue? Or are you looking at some sort of automation?
Look at him.
For 5 years, a group of us snuck down in the middle of the night and did it, but we now have it as a civic ceremony to denote the change of seasons.
That is wonderful.
So it's now part of the community, and there's many other things that we do.
That's fantastic.
So look, I think the solution to this is that Maryborough undoubtedly is the birthplace of the author. Barrel is the birthplace of the character. Very simple.
Fellas, we're going to have to jump in, or we'll have no more time for sunrise for the rest of the morning.
We love both towns. Thank you, Paul, and thank you, Paul. We can't, resolve this absolutely, but that was a wonderful, wonderful debate. All right.